Yeah, the shtick of the rodeo announcer. Actually, that's funny that we were the idea of like somebody stopping you and be like, "Hey, sing something for us."
Yeah.
Do the people just go like, what do they say to you?
Well, usually
Announce
it's
something?
like airports a lot. I get it, or like if we're just hanging out, or I know somebody and they're like, "Hey, this is Garrison. He's a rodeo announcer and stuff." They're like, "Oh, let me hear your rodeo announcer voice." Like, you're hearing it right now. Like, I mean, it always sounds more projected. You know how it is. When you're singing, it's more projected on a microphone or whatever. Something's exciting, you're getting excited. But like, it's just like, and I finally have gotten to the point where I tell people, you got to pay for that. Like, I don't do that for free. Like, and then they laugh and then they walk away and then you're like, that's annoying. Like, I know Flint, because you had him on, and Flint always gets, "Hey, clown, tell me a joke."
Hey, clown.
Hey, clown.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
So stupid.
Dance monkey.
Dance monkey, yeah.
You're like the little monkey with the cymbals.
Right.
Banging them together. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, do you think the rodeo announcer voice has changed a little bit with like the newer generation?
Yeah, I think there's like waves that went in, right? So like when it first kind of started, and I mean, way before my time, but like I think of like even Hadley Barrett was like that, Phil Gardenhire, Cy Talon, like there's like those old school guys that were really prim and proper on sounding on the mic, you know? Yeah. And it was like, it wasn't a lot of like emotion and like getting into it and stuff like that. Like the rodeo announcer just kind of was like straightforward. This is what you say every single time, you know, all that stuff. And then came a guy from Winnemucca, Nevada with long hair, pants tucked into his boots, spurs on, whether he was a horseback or not, and it was Bob Tallman, and he was like changed everything. Like, I mean, we talked about Flint. Like, I think Flint changed the clowning industry. Bob Tallman revolutionized it, and he got the like the pay to where it needs. You know, like he's like, this is the standard. This is what we're doing. Like, we're getting paid for this.
About what year did Bob come on the scene?
So he's been doing it for 55 years now. I think he's had his PRCA card for 60 years. So, I mean, this would have been early 70s, I would say, is when he like first kind of came around and really started like going hard.
Do you know Bob pretty well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So here's a funny story, and I don't mind telling this on the podcast because it's way past the point. But Randy Corley, who used to announce the NFR for a year, he's done it 24 times or 22 times, something like that. But Randy Corley, brought me up when I was 18 years old, 19 years old, brought me up in Deadwood, South Dakota on the announcer stand and said, "Hey, you're just going to read some sponsors. Like, I want to kind of get you introduced to the committee and to the fans and all this stuff." Yeah. And I'm like 19 years old. I'm like, "Hey guys, how are you?" You know, like I didn't even hit puberty yet. I still haven't, but when I do, it'll be sweet.
Hey there, Deadwood.
But you have to have a PRCA card to announce during a rodeo. So it's out on the Cowboy Channel at that point and all this stuff. So another announcer had called into the PRCA office and said, "Hey, this kid doesn't have his card." And so, yeah, so they were wanting to fine me $2,500. And at that time, I didn't have $2,500 to my name. And they wanted to fine Deadwood. I think it was like $5,000 or something like that. Yeah, the rodeo. So anyways, the CEO.
Just because some other announcer got salty about it.
So the CEO of the PRCA at that time calls Tallman and says, "Hey, do you know this kid Garrison Allen?" He goes, I wish I could do his voice, but I can't. He goes, "Know him? I was there at conception. What do you mean know him?" I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so my dad and Bob have been friends literally since the early 70s and like best friends. And
he was cheering him on.
Yeah. That's when I first picked up a microphone, was with Bob Tallman. Actually, because you had John Franzen on.
Yeah.
Powder River.
Yeah.
Plains, Montana. I was 19 years old. I went to shadow Bob Tallman and watch what he did on the announcer stand. And he throws me a microphone and says, "All right, go ahead and go." I just started talking. I was like, "Ew." I didn't work at Powder River Rodeo for a while. And then Lori and Hank and John and all them again called me later. And I do work one for them, but yeah.
Which one?
I work Grace, Idaho, the Caribou County Fair and Rodeo. Yeah, man. It's actually really kind of a cool rodeo. It's not on the Cowboy Channel. It's a little small town, and I think I like those almost better than like going to bigger cities or towns and stuff.
How come?
Because everybody's into it. Like, everybody knows everybody. Like, and when there's local people up, like you say Joe Smith from Grace, Idaho, they go nuts. And it's just a great vibe. Like, and I don't mean, this is probably the rodeo announcer in me, but like, you want to talk about true America? Like, go to a small town fair and go to their rodeo.
Why do you say that's the rodeo announcer in you?
Because like, that's what we always say. Like, this is what America's made of, you know, all this stuff, you know, but like, go to a small town fair and rodeo and just go experience. Everybody comes to it, whether it's the 4-H sale, whether it's their parade, whether it's the rodeo, whether it's the carnival. Like, dude, you really see that community come together. And I think that's the coolest part.
No question.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any rodeo you go to, they're going to pray. They're going to do the national anthem.
Yeah.
At the Fort Worth Stock Show, I remember years ago, I feel like there was a little bit of drama that got stirred up because I want to say one year they either talked about it or they actually did it. They were like going to do some sort of I'm not even like saying this to be disrespectful, but like, and I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but like some sort of like Muslim prayer or something like that.
Really?
I thought they talked about doing something like that, and then they didn't or whatever, and they ended up doing like just like a regular prayer. And I remember walking around the outside of I don't even know what you call it, like in the foyer or something like that. Yeah. And like some of the people that worked there, there was a bunch of people milling around, and like right when the prayer started, like everybody stopped.
Yeah.
It was almost like you just clicked the pause button.
Right.
Everybody stopped and took their hats off, and you like saw there were some people working there, and you saw them like I kind of had my eyes open looking at them, and they were looking around like because they work all sorts of events there and stuff. Right. And they were looking around like, what is going on? Yeah. And I talked to a couple of them. They were like, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
It's so cool. Yeah.
And that's the epitome of it.
Yeah. I mean, as a singer, like it's just.
I don't know what the Muslim prayer had to do with that. But.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but.
I thought I'd just put that out there.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's probably like one of the only sports still that prays before each performance and sings the national anthem. I mean, a lot of sports will sing the national anthem, but there isn't a single person that doesn't have their hat off for gentlemen, and the ladies all stop, and like everybody stops what they're doing. Even like I'm doing the watch party at the South Point right now, and we just got it on TV screens, and people stand and remove cover.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's cool too.
Totally.
Like it's just awesome. But yeah, man.
So Bob, you talked to Bob like how much?
Man, it depends on the time of year, but I probably talk to him once a day.
Oh, that frequent?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, y'all are homies.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've announced a few rodeos with him. I do the watch party at the Reno Rodeo, and him and Wayne Brooks announce it. And so I get to go there for 10 days at the Reno Rodeo with him. And then we do Rodeo Billings, Montana. And then we do the Badlands Circuit Finals in Minot, North Dakota. And so, I mean, I talk to him all the time, man. And it's not just rodeo stuff. Like, that's the best part is we can talk about anything. And the guy has so many stories, and the guy is so smart in how he treats people. So I think there is nobody I've ever met in my entire life that whether you work the front desk at a hotel, whether you're security, a janitor, or you own the hotel, he will make you feel like you've known him forever, and he will remember your name. He can come back in 3 years, and he'll remember your name and where you're from and all that stuff.
No way.
Yeah. At 78 years old.
Still?
Yeah, still to this day.
Have you ever asked him about that?
Yeah, I've asked him. I say, how do you do that? And he's like, I've always had that trait. Like, I've just always been able to remember names and all this stuff. And
oh, he's autistic.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
No kidding, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
One thing that he does, and it's a trick that I never even thought of, like when he meets somebody and gets a phone number or whatever, he puts, like he meets you, put Jarrod Morris in there, and then he'll put your wife's name at the bottom. Ooh, so he'll always remember.
Slick.
Yeah. He'll always remember your wife's name. I mean, it would suck if you got divorced because he'll remember your ex-wife's name if you got remarried, but yeah.
That's not always a terrible thing.
No.
Keeping people, keeping people honest. Huh?
Yeah.
Bob's going to remember.
But like to his character, I'm 28 years old. He has called my mother on Mother's Day for the last 28 years. Just to say Happy Mother's Day, like, and he didn't have to.
Wow.
Like, just things like that, like, and he does that for several different people, like.
Really?
That's how great of a person he is. I mean, obviously he's a legend in rodeo announcing, the rodeo world. He's a living legend, like all that stuff. But like him as a person is incredible.
So you try to pick up on some of that?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think one thing that like he's taught me more than anything is just being real with people, being authentic, like being you. But also, like, there's more to life than winning the awards, more to life than rodeo, more to life than music, more to life. I mean, it's all about the relationships and the people that we get to meet. And how you treat people is how they'll remember you. And so that's what I love about him the most.
I love being around people and watching how they, I guess treat the least of those in the room, if that's what you want to call it.
Right.
Like the person picking up the trash or whatever, I like to watch and see how that interaction goes.
Absolutely.
Down. That means a lot to me.
I totally agree. Like, because you can tell when people either don't care about them or, they're
it's
just
just
like,
caring about humans in general. Like, people don't, I understand some people might have a little bit more status, maybe you give somebody a little bit more attention, but everybody's got a general certain level of value.
Absolutely.
But that comes from a spiritual perspective. I mean, not everybody comes from that perspective.
Right.
It very much so is like what you have to offer the world is what makes you important.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you being alive, I find that to be pretty important.
We're all equal. I mean, we really are. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. I mean,
everybody says that, but in a practical sense, on a day-to-day practical sense.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing too is like you never know what's going on in that person's life, whether they're rude to you at the gas station when you go and get, a cup of coffee, or, you go to McDonald's and they're having a bad, like, I've always tried to be like, man, you just never know what's going on in that person's life, like whether they were rude or not. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's times I'm frustrated. Like, I'm like, man, that lady hates her job, or that guy hates his job or whatever. But like, you never know what's going on in people's lives. So if you Matt Merritt has a great quote, like, if you see somebody, be nice to them. Like, yeah, it's that simple.
Be kind.
Just be kind.
Yeah. I've started to do the one, how like you always see people in in bathrooms cleaning up, whether it's a freaking gas station or a casino.
Yeah.
They're just over there cleaning all the stuff up. I've started to do it where I just like say like, hey, thanks for cleaning this place up.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at me like, what? And I'm like, just thanks for like cleaning up after all of us assholes. Yeah. Like this is your job.
You're in the stall and you can see the cart going around. You're like,
dude.
Hey man, thanks for cleaning.
Horrible job. Yeah. And like I had somebody, it was on the way out here or whatever at a gas station. I said it. And he was like, he was like, thank you so much for like saying that to me,
Yeah.
Not that I'm like, that was like probably my one good deed for the year. So it was like,
Not that I do it every day or all the time.
Like, don't get carried away.
Yeah. But no, it's just, I think that's what I've learned most from him. I mean, what he does, like back to Tallman, like what he does with a microphone, nobody can ever do it. Like it's just, he's so quick. He understands every event so well. So like another thing, and Justin McKee and I have talked about this, like back in the day when he was going, when in the 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s, but like the announcers, clowns, bullfighters, all that stuff, they traveled with the contestants. Like Bob he's told me stories. He'd jump in with a couple bronc riders and they'd go down the road to the next rodeo, Now, like when we go to rodeos, yeah, we see contestants, but we're not with it. Like they're there and then they're gone. They're either on a plane or they're out before we're even done with the rodeo. They're gone. They don't sit and hang out. Like Bob knows when he grew up in the rodeo world, like the lingo and all that, how the bronc riders talk, what they're talking about, all that different things. Like he lived it with them. And that's one thing that's way different nowadays is, I don't ever hang out with, and nothing against tie-down ropers, but I don't hang out with tie-down ropers, Like, I might see one or two that I know and be like, hey, man, good to see you, like all that stuff. But
seems like they kind of keep to themselves a little bit more than everybody.
Yeah. But, like, I never hang out with them. Like, every once in a while you get a bronc rider, they'll hang out and, afterwards drink a beer with you or whatever. But
do they, if you try to hang out with all of them, do a lot of the announcers kind of get shunned a little bit or something?
I don't think so. I always get it because I look like I'm 13 years old, and I'm announcing the rodeo or whatever. And some people are like, who's that guy, or whatever. And I'm really early into the rodeo world, I've only been doing this full time for about 3 years now, but I've only had my card for 5 years. So I would say I'm not known, as much. And so like if Bob or Randy or Wayne or Anthony Lucia or Garrett Jurgen, if they come along, like, yeah, people know who they are, and they're gonna be, hey, Garrett, man, good to see you. Like, they'll sit down. Me, I could walk by and they'd be like, is that guy, like, is he with the rodeo, But no, I don't think they would shun us, like.
They just don't know you.
And but they don't really, like, hang out. I think there's a few rodeos, Cheyenne, Pendleton, Ellensburg, where like, you know, they're multiple rounds or whatever, and they have to stay there, and you know they're hanging out. But I don't announce any of those rodeos. So like Deadwood, South Dakota, I go with Randy Corley. Him and I announce it. Like they don't really stick around, so we don't really hang out with them. Every once in a while, you'll get a guy that'll come to the trailers and drink a beer with you and hang out and whatnot. But yeah, that's my favorite part of rodeo, by the way.
Drink a beer?
Well, yeah, yeah. But the hanging out with like everybody else, the bullfighters, the clowns, the music directors, like, dude, hands down my favorite part.
Yeah, who's some of the most fun to hang with? Bullfighters are pretty fun.
Man, I hate to boost his ego, but Nate Justice
Yeah.
from Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah. Nate Justice, Bo Sheets, like we hang out a lot, especially Deadwood because we're there for a whole week.
How cool is Deadwood?
Dude, Deadwood's the best.
I haven't been.
All right, you want a backstory on Deadwood?
Yeah, let it rip.
So my dad is, oh yeah,
What
get him,
is
Booger.
that? I don't even know if
Get
she's
him,
ever
Booger.
done that before. Booger. Booger, what are you doing? She's literally never done that before. What are you doing? Hey, come here. Bark.
Come here, Booger.
Freaking goofball. What are you doing?
So Deadwood, my dad was born and raised in Deadwood.
She hates Deadwood.
Really? I bet. Yeah. Sorry we're talking about Deadwood, Booger.
Yeah, daggum.
But my dad was born and raised in Deadwood, and at that time, it was obviously just a gold mining town. Well, my grandmother was the mayor of Deadwood when gambling got legalized in Deadwood. So, yeah, it was a dying town until obviously the casinos, and it came like a Western mini Vegas.
Your grandmother.
My grandmother, yeah.
What? But so that could have only been what?
It would have been in the 90s, somewhere in the 90s.
That's when gambling got legalized?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it was early 90s, mid to early 90s. He's looking it up right now. Yeah, he's got us. He's got us. But so yeah, it was once the gold mine shut down, and then there just wasn't people moving there. Like there's really nothing to do there. You know, I mean, there's not like big industry. I mean, you're close to Rapid City. It's where people could go, but you're still 45 minutes away, 30 minutes away from Rapid City. So my grandmother and some other people had an idea of getting gambling legalized there. And you would be surprised how many people fought it. They're like, no, we can't do this. We're not going to do this, all this stuff. Because you can't gamble in the state of South Dakota unless you're on like the reservations.
Yeah.
And so it turned it around. I remember riding in the parade at the Days of 76 in the parade with my grandmother as a little kid. And now, like I
Your
get
grandmother
to ride.
was the mayor?
Yeah, she was the mayor.
That's actually pretty wild, too, in a town like that for a woman to be the mayor,
Yeah,
right?
she was the first female mayor of Deadwood.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What'd your grandpa do?
He worked for the telephone company, and it was AT&T bought it out. And so actually when AT&T bought it, he took an early retirement and got a huge pension. Like I think the benefits were unreal. Like I think he had 100% of their medical all paid for in this package and like all this stuff. When was it? 89. Okay, I was close.
1889.
No. Yeah.
1789.
1789 when my grandmother was
On the Mayflower.
Yeah.
You do look good.
Yeah.
Because she is old.
But so, and then I've announced the rodeo now for 5 years, and it's cool, full circle. Like I still have my cousins still live in Deadwood, and my uncle still lives in Deadwood, and so yeah, it's.
I know. You gotta put a little.
You're going there though.
What do you mean?
Or have you already? Didn't you say you were going there?
I've never been.
Okay, dude.
No,
yeah, I got
gotta
you.
Put a little birdie in some
I got
people's
you.
ears, you know.
Well,
Chancey plays up there.
Yeah.
My buddy Chancey plays up there a bunch for a lot of that stuff.
Chancey who? Never heard of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chancey Williams? Yeah, I don't know anything about him. But anyways.
Gay country singer.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Pretty, pretty niche crowd.
Yeah. Especially in Moorcroft, Wyoming.
Especially
yeah.
in Moorcroft, Wyoming.
But yeah, no, Deadwood's awesome.
Yeah,
Such a
dude.
cool town.
I've never even actually been at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, you got to go.
I look at land up there all the time.
Yeah.
There and there's a little place in Oklahoma, and then I got little pockets that I always look for land.
Big
It's
difference
never gonna
between
happen,
Deadwood and Oklahoma. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, yeah, and the biggest difference is it doesn't get freaking 40 below in the
Yeah,
winter.
they get a lot of snow in Deadwood.
Deadwood
They're up
does
in the
stay
mountains.
cooler in the summer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Than back east.
Yeah.
Gosh, dude.
Yeah, because you were talking about Miller, South Dakota when you played there. How
My
hot it got.
gosh. Yeah. I played this Extreme Bulls event out there this summer. And remember, it was like 105 or something, 110. It was so hot. Yeah. And we did it, instead of playing in Texas, I went and played a lot of shows up north. And I was just like, what? And it was humid.
Right.
It was so hot.
Dude,
Why
the
are we
east
up
side
here?
is very humid. Like,
Dude.
Yeah.
And it gets so cold in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets that hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Granted, that was probably weird. It's probably not always that hot, right? Or is it pretty hot?
It gets pretty hot in the summer. I mean, I don't know. Like,
So they basically get like worst of both worlds.
Yeah, they get everything. Yeah.
Gosh.
The worst part is I would say, like, we don't really have a fall. I feel like we kind of end into the summer and then boom, it snows.
So going up into December, it's not like that cold.
So I called my wife the other day, and I've been in Vegas here for 9 days. So I called my wife, 5 days ago, and asked her, like, what's the weather like? It was 14 below the other day, and started December. I'm like, oof, sorry, honey, it's 65 and sunny here.
Gosh.
Yeah. So, but
y'all are different, dude.
you get used to it.
Yeah.
But it does suck. That transition period does really suck when you come from the summertime and it's hot all the time, and then you probably got like 3 weeks of fall, maybe. Leaves change, and then boom, it hits you. And
Dude, did you? So Bob took you under his wing.
Yeah.
Did you sense any weirdness maybe from like some other guys?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I think I got it a lot. I notice it now, kind of weaning out, because I got brought to the door in a complete non-traditional way. A lot of guys, and I feel for a lot of guys, but like a lot of guys struggle. They do amateur rodeos, high school, junior high, all that stuff. They announce that stuff. Then you kind of get into some bigger amateur rodeos. You might get some college rodeos. Down south, the IPRA stuff, like we don't have that. I grew up in Montana, so like we had NRA, which is our amateur association. I don't like to use the word amateur, but for people to understand. And then you kind of work your way up. You get your PRCA card, and then you go to these smaller PRCA rodeos. That's how it's designed to be. I kind of got in a unique situation from my relationships with my dad. Is Bob Tallman and Randy Corley brought me to the door of some bigger stuff. I mean, I really did. I'm not going to shy away from it. To me, though, it was more pressure to be there than, struggling to do the small stuff first. I did a lot of small stuff, too. I didn't just go, hey, I want to announce and I'm at the PRCA rodeos, But for me, it was more pressure because I had those names backing me, and that was the reason I was there. Tough Cooper always talks about, like, do you know how much more pressure was on me to rope because my dad was Roy Cooper than people, But yeah, there was a lot of guys probably that were a little upset with it, and I understand it, but I've told people this before, like, what was I supposed to do?
It's a lose-lose, bro.
Yeah. Like, was I supposed to, like, they're like, hey, come to the Reno Rodeo, do the watch party.
Yep.
Be like, no, I'm good.
I was talking to I grew up in Decatur.
Yeah.
So like NRS is there, And the son of David Isham that owns that, whatever, I grew up with him, played basketball with him and stuff like that. And we were talking about it one time, like and it's just like a bunch of people I talk, especially like even like stock contractors and stuff, where like a lot of that's just like family businesses, and you take them over, and people love to call out, like, I guess if you call it like nepotism, but just because your family has something going on and you get opportunities, like, that's not inherently just nepotism. That doesn't mean that you like don't work hard.
Right.
Yeah, you like had good fortune in a certain way, but it's a lose-lose, because then this is what I was talking to Kate about, was like, if you ended up being super successful in the business that was like handed off to you, then everybody says, oh, it was just handed to him, you didn't have to work for it. If you end up being a freaking drug addict in the ditch, then they're like, he had everything. He had the world and he failed. It's like, wait, so if I succeed, you're going to say I didn't work for it. If I fail, you're going to say I'm a loser.
Right.
So at some point, it's just like, you just got to stay in your lane.
Absolutely. And I mean, just because you got brought to the door, you still have to walk through that door. So, I mean, one thing that I'll toot my own horn a little bit. Like every place that they brought me to, I at least went back for a second, third year to announce, you know? So it wasn't like I was just getting there and then being like, oh, people are like, oh my gosh, that was terrible. Like, get out, you know? And I'm not saying I'm good or anything, but like I still had to work my butt off for that rodeo and to keep that rodeo and to do all that right stuff. So yeah, there was a lot of that. I mean, nobody ever said anything directly to me.
They never would.
They never will.
It's usually how shit talking
is. 100%.
Yeah.
But now I think it's starting to kind of get away from that, and I've made relationships with the other announcers and stuff, and so it's starting to kind of get away from that. But everybody had somebody that helped them. I don't care who you are, what you are, whether they helped you a little bit, whether they helped you for everything. Like, everybody had someone. So mine just happened to be Bob Tallman and Randy Corley. You know, I mean, like, that's the thing. So, and I love them to death for it, and I'll never take it for granted, and I'll never, like, want to do it a different way. Those two are my heroes. I mean, they're some of my best friends. Like, yeah, I can never thank them enough for what they've done, and I've told them both that, and they just shake their head. Oh, whatever. You're doing great yourself, you know. Yeah, whatever. But like, I do seriously, like, I owe them everything for my announcing stuff, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Where does your wife fit into all this? What's she do?
So my wife is she runs barrels, she breakaway ropes, and then she also got her master's degree, which, by the way, my wife has never had. She's had one B in her life, all A's. She's super smart.
A badass.
Okay? Yeah. I've had one B, but like to the south side with everything else. Like that was it in school. I went 6 years to college and never got a degree. So she got her master's degree in clinical mental health counseling.
Oh, it's perfect for you.
Yeah. I was her thesis statement, and I just stuck around, man. Like, it was perfect. But so she works in where we live is right north of the border of Nebraska. Shatter, Nebraska. She works in Shatter, Nebraska as a counselor, private practice counselor, works with a few other ladies and stuff, and sees a bunch of clients. And so she loves her job, man. She's so good at it too. And so, but she got the bug from her mom with the horses. Like, my in-law side of the deal, love horses.
Yeah, who's her parents?
My father-in-law is Grady Lockhart, who finished top in the world in the calf roping several times. My mother-in-law is Lisa Lockhart. Yeah, the barrel racer. So, yeah.
Yeah, right to the very top.
Yeah, you guys probably haven't heard of her. She runs barrels every once in a while. Like, she's okay. No.
Yeah, I've seen her bounce around at some jackpots.
Yeah, she's a good jackpotter. Yeah. No. So, yeah, the horse world is huge on my in-laws side of the deal. And like, I wasn't really brought up in the horse world. Like, I was brought up in more the production side of things and rodeos and stuff like that. So my dad put on rodeos and was involved in the sponsorships.
Yeah,
and all that
you
stuff.
went like right to the top of the horses. Yeah. Dang, dude.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I'm learning so much on the contestant side of things from them, but they're learning on the production side and the contract personnel side from me. Like, they had no clue.
Yo, yeah, isn't that wild?
It's so weird
how separate everything is.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
So, yeah, it's cool, though.
Yeah. So does she still get to run barrels quite a bit?
My wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She circuit rodeos in the Badlands circuit and stuff.
Yeah.
And she'll go with her mom quite a bit. When her mom goes to the Northwest on that run and stuff, usually my wife stays home because she still works 3 days a week in town and then online the rest of the time. So, yeah, she doesn't get to go as much as she'd probably like to. And I mean, I'm all for it, but whenever she wants to go, I was like, go do it. Go chase it if you want to. But, yeah, she gets to go with her mom quite a bit. And then my brother-in-law, Thane Lockhart, he ropes calves. And so he went to school in Weatherford College. And so, yeah.
Yeah, dude. What a family to marry into.
Oh, yeah. It's wild.
How long have you been married?
We've been married a little over 2 years. So September of 23, we got married.
When was the last time Lisa won the...
So, actually, she's never won the world.
How many go-rounds has she won?
Oh, my gosh.
A gazillion.
Yeah, I don't even know.
She's never won the world.
3-time average winner. She's won the NFR 3 times. She's won the American 3 times, won Calgary a few times. She's qualified 19 years in a row to Las Vegas. So since 2006, she has been here every single year.
Man, that's crazy that she's never actually.
Yeah. Finished second a couple times.
Yeah.
But
man, that shows you how hard it is, huh?
it shows you how hard it is. I mean, one thing about her is, would she like to win it? I'm sure she would, and I'm not going to speak for her, but like that's not like her end goal or anything. Like she just loves horses so much. Like she just wants to keep making it and she loves to rodeo.
The process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves that and ate up with that part of it. And so, yeah, it's cool to be a part of it. And I think she's a class act through and through. Like she just, no drama. And she's very black and white. Like she'll tell you how it is. Trust me, I'm her son-in-law. Like, yeah.
That's a pretty intimidating mother-in-law right there.
Dude, first time I met her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
First time I met her, I remember coming over. I was living in Bozeman, Montana. I drove all the way to Ulrich, South Dakota, 9 hours. And my wife and I were going to go to this wedding. And my wife was in it. And she's like, yeah, come stay at the house. And I walk in, and my father-in-law's coolest dude ever, like just chill. But like, I was so nervous. And I have, like, some people have the thing where if you're nervous, you don't talk. I have the thing, if I'm nervous, I just keep talking and say too much. And so,
Rodeo announcer.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. But they're the greatest people in the world. Like we live a mile away from them. We put a house down on their place a mile away. And I mean, I hang out with my father-in-law every day. I see my mother-in-law when she's home every day. And yeah, it's cool.
Dude, I've had a lot of people on this podcast, and like I honestly I would get nervous with her.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, she's got such a cool story though. I mean, growing up she's just a farm girl from Circle, Montana. And then went and taught school and she'll tell you she just was a horse crazy girl. And then
just loved it.
Yeah. Just ate up with horses. And yeah, it's crazy how, and then, I mean, when she first made the NFR, I mean, it was later in her life. It wasn't like she was making it like Charmaine James at 15 years old, or 13 years old. Like, I mean, it was later in her life. And I mean, she already had kids at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why my wife just loves her to death.
Yeah.
And their kind of story and trajectory is like relatively similar. She's just always like loved her.
Yeah. Dude, it's cool. She is a badass.
Yeah.
I will say she is a badass. Like to be 90, I mean, she's such a small little lady, 90 pounds, and like she is bad to the bone.
Yeah. Packs a punch.
She does. And when she's mad, look out. Like she's never gotten mad at me, thank
Feed
goodness.
buckets.
Yeah. Oh, dude. But I mean, she travels pretty much by herself throughout the year. I mean, every once in a while her sister will go with, which her sister is Jess Lockwood's mom. And so she'll go with every once in a while. And my father-in-law will go every once in a while too, but most of the time she's by herself. She puts on 70,000 miles, 60,000 miles a year on a pickup. She'll drive the wheels off of anything.
They make them different.
Oh, yeah. And then she'll get home. She'll get home from traveling all that much. And like, if I got home from doing all that, like I want to sit on the couch and do nothing for a day, No. She'll get home 2:00 in the morning and she'll go out there and do the dishes, or she'll, clean up stuff. She'll be down in the barn cleaning stuff. I'm like, she never rests, which is just wild to me. She's wired so much different. Yeah.
Whoop my ass.
Oh, any day of the week. I think you're tough. I couldn't take you, but she'll whoop you any day of the week.
Well, shoot, I just had that John Franzen in yesterday, so
yeah.
I mean, holy
Dude,
cow! You shake
that guy?
You shake that hand.
Yeah. I got small hands too. Like that's the worst part.
Dude,
like,
also I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah. Small feet. I got my mom's hands and feet, okay? It really sucks being 7.5.
I hope that's the only appendage.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. I walked into that one.
You did too.
I'm a little guy,
I'm a little guy. You're not that little.
I have a big heart.
You do.
I have a huge heart,
That big
small brain, but big heart.
You're not that small.
No.
Aren't you like 6 foot tall?
Yeah, 5'11", right in there.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah, I'm 5'11".
So you're like 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 5'8". This is a very small chair.
Dude, do you feel like there's more people trying to get into rodeo announcing right now than it seems like there's a fair? I'm meeting like a fair amount of like young cats that seem like they're trying to get into it.
I think it's getting cooler. Like I would definitely say like there's probably like a shortage of clowns trying to do it, you know, and get into that. But I would say so. I would say the rodeo announcing world is healthy. Like it really is. When we have meetings every year and they tell us how many people are applying, you know, how many guys have their cards. I think there's like 130 some that have their cards. There's like 90 that work at least one pro rodeo. And then I think there's like 33 or 35 that work. To be NFR eligible, you have to work 8 rodeos and 20 performances. And so there's probably like 33 of us that are NFR eligible.
Okay.
So I would say it's healthy. Yeah, absolutely. And I would say it's probably it's a hard industry. It really is to get into and stuff. Like, I mean, that's where I was
everything
so blessed.
in this industry is tough to get into.
It is. It really is. But it's not always, you don't always get hired based on skill, you know, like, you know, Shad Mayfield, Riley Webb are going to win rodeos because they're the best, you know, and you might not just get a rodeo because you're the baddest cat to pick up a microphone, you know?
No, you're way more in my world. It's subjective.
It is.
How you make people feel.
It's all about I mean, a lot of it's about your personality, you know, who you know, how well you can handle that interactions, you know, how you present yourself and all that stuff too. I mean, that's I would say 70% of it. And there's probably some people that listen to this and be like, oh, this guy doesn't know, but it really is. Because at the end of the day, like everybody has their own style of announcing, but at the end of the day, we can all do the same job. You know, really. Like we can do the same job, but there's a select few that know how to market themselves and know how to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just purely like having information and being able to say it, like, you know.
Really, like if I was to hand you my day sheet with all the notes on it, I mean, you could get up there and read it.
I just start high and fast and end low and slow. That's how I would do it.
But you could sit there and read it. Anybody can read names and do all that stuff, you know, but it's the different, how you kind of create the stories from it. And that's probably the hardest part that I've had to like, I'm still trying to grow into that, is like create the storylines from it. And
that's probably really difficult.
It's really hard because
so
you don't have
write them. You try to write it out, or
I do a lot of the stuff. Yes. Just because I don't have that Bob Tallman brain that can just, whether it's true or not, and I don't mind him, I'll tell it to his face. Whether it's true or not, he's going to tell this story, you know? And that's what makes him so good, though, is every single person that bought a seat that's sitting in that, you know, Dickies Arena at Fort Worth, they'll eat it up. They're like, oh, my gosh, really? You know? He could sell ice to an Eskimo. I mean, he has that gift. And I don't feel like I have that gift. If I don't know what I'm talking about, like I really struggle to kind of make it up, you know?
Man, but as a person, that's a great quality.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why my wife loves me, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is tough to, I do write down a lot of the things that I am going to say. I really do. And kind of, I mean, I have day sheets that I make and stuff, and you write it all down and get it all squared away. The toughest is like, we'll go back.
Do you practice the stories?
I think it through in my mind when I'm sitting down writing it, like, hey, kind of where do you want to go? Like, I don't write word for word what I'm going to say, but like, how are you going to present this? And you don't have a lot of time. I mean, sometimes it's maybe a minute, you know, a minute and a half.
Really?
But a lot of times you only have 15 to 45 seconds to get it out there. And how are you going to present that and also cue it up with the music that's going on to make it impactful and be like, man, that was badass, you know? And one of my favorite announcers, I think, to ever do it, Bob Tallman, to me, is the GOAT, hands down. But the second in my book is Brandon Bates, who used to announce all the PBRs. He did PBR World Finals for, 20-some years. Brandon Bates could make you think, like I remember when he announced Jess Lockwood, when he was going to win his first world title, he made everybody in that arena feel like they were back in Volberg, Montana, growing up with Jess Lockwood.
Is that on video?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll have to go watch that.
Yeah.
So he was able to, how long do you think like the story was?
Man, it wasn't long when I think about
15, 20 seconds?
Probably 30, 40 seconds, somewhere in there.
That's impressive too.
But dude, he was so good at getting to it, but also like living in it with the music. The music makes everything. I mean, Yeah, when those music directors are playing, whether it was JB Mooney, Bad to the Bone, man, and that thing I remember going to PBRs because my dad was involved with PBRs. I remember going there, and you'd sit there, and the announcers would, get that other bull rider out. Hey, congratulations, Cooper Davis, 83 points, whatever. And then it would go silent for a second. It'd go, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na, and that crowd would go nuts. And that's all, like, they wouldn't even have to say anything. And I remember talking to Bates about it, and he'd be like, what are you supposed to say that's going to get them more hyped than that already? Because they already know the song. They know who's coming. They know the black hat.
Tough to follow.
Yeah. So, like, just don't say anything. And, like, man, that's some of the coolest moments I remember. I was there in Billings, Montana when JB, and I can't remember which bull it was, and sorry, I'm not a huge bull guy, but he rode a bull for like 93, 91. Like, dude, it was nuts. It was Bushwhacker.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he rode Bushwhacker in Billings, Montana. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. But, dude, it was so cool just because that crowd went freaking
You were
nuts
there?
for him. Yeah, because I grew up in Billings, Montana.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Some of the greatest, like, PBR, and I'm a PRCA guy. I do a couple PBRs, but like when they associated a song with a rider, I thought it was so cool. And then like I remember when they go dun dun dun, the cold as ice.
Wait,
right?
what do you mean when they associated a song with a rider?
So like it would be
Oh,
like,
rider.
yeah,
I got you.
It'd be like
sorry,
UFC
yeah.
when they're walking out to a walkout song. You know?
Yeah, totally.
And
I thought you meant like writer.
No.
My bad. I'm an idiot.
When they had Cold as Ice playing and it was Kaiki Pacheco.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
yeah.
I love that song just because of that. Like, I love.
Isn't it
Lil
the
Foreigner.
best?
Yeah. So
I need to get you to start you working a couple mine.
I got you.
Working a couple.
I got you. Yeah. But that to me like makes the whole moment like when that crowd is so into it and they associate that and they're eating up what you're saying and they're going nuts for the least amount you have to say and they're still going nuts is so cool to me.
Yeah, I love that now. At least the country world, and I mean, really, the country in general is obviously really gravitating towards the cowboy stuff.
Yeah,
and the rodeo world within music, which is super exciting.
It's really cool.
And it typically, and it always comes around. It's like in cycles.
Yeah.
We're in a little bit of the urban cowboy thing, but
Right.
but even more so than then, I do think like rodeo is probably in like some real because videography is so much more accessible.
Right.
Than like in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
It was like the only thing that people could get was like an urban cowboy.
Yeah.
Now, you're able to shoot like really dope footage out like on an actual ranch and people are able to see like the real thing.
Yeah.
They're able to see stuff like this and people like you talking. So the depth with which people can go into it and it could last
Oh yeah.
for freaking forever.
Forever.
Because it's got so much depth and so much roots.
Yeah.
And country music had, the last wave that they have of like super popular stuff was like the bro country thing.
Yeah.
Which like talk about no depth.
Yeah.
I mean, the depth of it was like, I like to fish.
I like my jacked up truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it lasted for a little bit. And
Right.
like, yeah, I like to fish too, but I wonder,
I don't want to write a song about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all cowboys like to fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That just seems like
There's a lot of people that like to fish. Yeah. No, I agree with
But
you.
there's such depth to it.
Seeing, and I gave you flowers the other day on the stage, but dude, even like, and I know you probably think it's corny, but I think it's so cool. You're shoeing a horse and singing your songs. I think it's so cool because it's
Thanks.
real. It's you.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. So why can't we all just be authentically us and show people what we do in our everyday life? And I think people are searching for that, especially in the Western culture. Like, they just don't know what's going on. I saw a video of a lady driving, and it's a popular video on the internet right now, but a calf runs across the road, and that lady goes, look, there's a moose. There's a moose right there. Dead serious. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, they just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's tough too. A lot of people when they grow up in, California, LA, like that stuff, there's nowhere to like really get that. And Yellowstone, I think, really introduced them to a lot of it, and it was cool. And now I think the Western industry is doing such a good job of piggybacking off of Yellowstone, but showing the real stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Yellowstone was awesome, and I'm not knocking them at all, but I mean, there's that one scene where the calf gets up and it's already branded and it was just born. You know?
100%.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he pulls it out there with like bare hands.
Yeah. Runs out there, the cow's laying down on the ground and just yanks it out. Yeah. It's like,
and then it's like a 4-weight or something when it gets up.
oh yeah, 100%.
It just takes off.
Yeah. Load it up on the truck and go take it to the sale bar now. Yeah.
Dude.
But I think now, like, we're doing such a good job of like really showing our stories, and regardless of where you come from in the country, I love the fact that we're all ranchers, farmers, whatever, but how we live is different. I mean, like, Texas ranch is different than Montana,
No question.
you know, and Montana ranch is different than people in Florida. One of my good buddies manages a ranch down in Florida, and like he'll send me videos of them roping alligators.
South Florida?
Oh yeah,
Like Okeechobee down there?
I don't know exactly where it's at, but I think so, somewhere down there.
Bro, yeah, Utah, yeah.
Like they rope gators every once in a while. Yeah. I'm like, this is wild.
They got hogs running around down there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it's just cool to see everybody, how they live and how they do it. And I mean, even like where we live, and we have cows and horses and stuff too, and we ranch different than our neighbors. Our neighbors ranch different than their neighbors. You know, it's like everybody does it differently.
Yeah.
But we're all in it together, man.
Yeah, the douchebags kind of get weeded out. I think
Yeah.
the ones that are a little bit too like over the top
Yeah.
with this is how we do it here.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
come on.
Not everybody cowboys every day. You know, like
Oh,
there's
yeah, no
there's some
kidding.
of those guys that are like, oh, I'm a horseback every day. You're probably not. You're on social media saying you are.
Yeah.
Like, but if you have other things going on, like chances are you're not.
Yeah, there's some cats that really are.
Yeah,
but,
100%.
Like, they're not on TikTok for the most
Right,
part. Like,
right.
For the most part. But if they are, cool. Like,
Yeah.
show it to people.
Yeah.
It is dope.
We're not all Derek Begay going out and
Yeah.
catching wild cows in the middle of Arizona.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I got my NFR buckle.
I got my NFR buckle.
Dude, it made me feel
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yours is bigger, though.
No way. Are you looking at my buckle? Oh,
Wait.
sorry.
I thought you had small hands. I thought you had small hands.
Dude, it just looks bigger because I'm a smaller guy. There
That's
you
what
go.
it is. That's
Because
what
my
it is.
hands are smaller. I get it.
That's
Yeah.
right. All right, well, what were you
For
going
a
to say?
horseshoer, you got smooth hands.
Oh, well, I don't shoot that much anymore.
Oh, okay.
I got little calluses, but yeah.
Yeah.
I actually always did. I never got like insanely rough hands.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. And I shot a lot of horses.
I believe
Like,
you.
a lot. No, now when I go back, because like I'll still shoot on like a Monday sometimes.
Yeah.
I got like a handful of customers still, and I'll go on like a Monday or whatever. But like, and so like I probably shoot like 3 days a month or something like that, 3 or 4. And every time when I go back, dude, my hands are just bleeding from rasp cuts.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just the whole day. I'm just like, God, ow.
My father-in-law tried to teach me. I've never done it. Okay. Do not mind at all telling people I've never done it. So he's like, he was going to teach me one. Because I told him, I was like, I'd like to learn. I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't really want to do it, but I'd like to learn. So he told me this story, and him and this guy, one of his best friends, they were doing a bunch of them in a day, getting a bunch of, and so another guy was there and said, hey, just go take those shoes off that other horse over there. So they get done, completely done. Each of them do a horse, and here comes that guy. He goes, I got it. And he finally got one shoe off in the time it took them to do all 4 feet. I was like,
dude.
That's hilarious. I was like, that was me. That was me.
It is one of the most humbling
Oh,
jobs that there is.
yeah.
And then you get like shit on and stomped on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
A
awesome.
broodmare doesn't care that you just went and played a show to a bunch of
No.
people,
No, they could care less.
Yeah, absolutely care.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, we got to get you to your show.
All right, brother.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this.
Dude,
You're a
thanks
G.
for having me on.
We're gonna stay in touch.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
a cool cat.
No,
For sure.
no, but I got to get you set up with a couple other people to come on this deal.
Yeah.
We'll get Lisa and Bob on. Yeah.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be so nuts.
I'll call them as soon as we're done here.
Lisa, I'd get really. You would just see. I'd be like, I'd be so nervous.
You do fine.
All right, well, let's do it, dude.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
cool.
for having me on.
Little little buddy, better luck next season. Get a gold buckle and a couple good reasons. She might let you come back home.